Welcome to everyone. This is third lesson. In this lesson, we will learn how to create a player control. So, if you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, please subscribe, like, and hit the bell icon for any latest notification on the video that I upload. And also, please share my video uh, and recommend to your friends and near ones if you do like it. Okay, here I made a little change. Uh, I made a change in the UI of playlist, but then the function remained as it is. And why I made a change, I will let you know in the coming video lesson. Here, I also uploaded certain assets like here we have got, when I click, you can see here play, which is named as play_white.png, previous.png, which is an image as well. So I also uploaded pause, I uploaded next. Okay, so we are going to use it here in this video tutorial, but before that let us first drag and drop here a navigation bar. From the layout, go to navigation, and then here you have this navigation, bottom navigation, just drop it here below. Okay, but as of now it is not set at the bottom of the screen. Okay, so for that, what we will do, we will drag and layout from the general. We will drop a vertical arrangement. Okay, and then we will drag our playlist or inside this layout, and then we will go to the vertical layout and set the width to fill parent, and also the alignment horizontal will be left. Okay, it's fine. Now let's set the height of the layout to, maybe we can set it to 55%. Okay, I have set to 55%, so it is covering 55% of the screen below. And we have got the vertical arrangement, which is the one where our artist photo and the play all button is inside. We'll set this height to, if say, we'll set it to 30%. I think that should be okay. Now let's go with this bar, wherein we will set the color, background color, to pink. Okay, and we'll set the selected color to white, and also we will select the unselected to white, so that we don't make any difference. Okay, as of now it is home, but we will soon replace this. Okay, and one more thing I would like to do here, maybe I can further reduce the size of this, okay, to 50. Why? Because in future we want to add a advertisement here, maybe below or above, or maybe we can do now itself. Let's go to our monetization and advertisement, and from here let's take this banner, and maybe we can place above this. Okay, so now let's set it to test mode. um, we can further reduce this size to something like 45, maybe 45 or 48, or maybe 47%, not pixel. Okay, we can further increase it to 48. think now it should be fine. Yeah, now it's somewhat okay. Or maybe we can still increase to 49 percentage. um, okay, 49 is okay, fine. Okay, now let's go to, we will work on this in maybe in the coming video tutorial. As of now we will leave it as it is. Okay, so don't focus much on this. We will work on this bottom navigation. Okay, and we will rename this to player control. Player control. Okay, now let's go to our block, and then here we can do some work like maybe this initialize uh, when screen on. Maybe we can drag it here somewhere to the side. Okay, and we need a list. We'll make a list, and this list will consist of three images: previous, pause, and next, for our play control. Okay, so I will give it image list control. Okay, or you can name it as ctrl as well. And from the list we will drag and drop make a list. Okay, we want three items, so from the gear will click on the gear and then set this item to 3. Okay, and then we will take an empty text, right, and we will duplicate this as well. Okay, and now name this to previous white png. Okay, previous white png. It's okay, I have disconnected my handset, and that is the reason why it is popping up this warning. And then here I will set it to pause underscore white. You have to give the exact name that you have given to your image file. Okay, otherwise it will not reflect here. Next white. Okay, we have 3 images. Okay, and then we also need uh, the name for this image. Okay, I'm duplicating, and then we will set it to uh, ctrl control control name. Okay, and then we will set this to previous is brief. For pause it should be pause, and then for next it should be next. Okay, so we have this, and here we will give a loop. For that we'll go to control, drag and drop for each item in list. What is our list? Our list is this image control. Okay, set this, and then we'll go to our control. Where is our player control? And then here we'll add an item, 3 items. Okay, which will show in our control player. The first one will be uh, the left will be your previous, the right will be next, and the middle will be play or pause. But by default we will give it to pause. Okay, so now this item uh, it will loop 3 times because we have 3 items, so it will loop for 3 times, and each time it will loop, it will assign an image to this item. Okay, now we have an item, then we need a title, right? So for the title, this is our title. So what we will do before that, we will make a uh, variable and name it to id. Okay, this will be id equals to 0 0. Okay, and then inside the loop, when it comes to this place here, we will increment by 1. So the id which is 0 will be 1. When we increment by 1, it will increment means it will add to the current 0 plus 1. Okay, so in that case it will become 1, and 1 will be the first one, which is pos. 2 will be sorry, the first one will be previous one id will be assigned to previous, and then id 2 will be assigned to you what you call it pos, and then id 3 will be next. Okay, so for that we'll go to match. Before that we grabs this id. Okay, here we will increment by 1, go to this plus, and then we will drag id again, which is 0. Right now I'm dragging, this is 0, and then we will add 1. So 0 becomes 1 when we add 1. So now the id will be 1. Okay, here. So for that what we do, we set this id here, which is 1. First loop 1, second loop 2, third loop 3. Okay, title, we go to the list, and from here we have select list item, list index. Okay, in a list the minimum index is 1 and the maximum is the length of the list. Okay, so in this case that is the reason why we are incrementing here as well. Okay, so we have now 1. uh, if we would have used this id directly 0, then it would what do you call it, it would show some kind of alert or some kind of error message. Okay, so we don't want that, and that is the reason why I am doing in this way. Select list item from list, and what is our list? Our list is control name. Okay, so from the control name we want the global id, which is the index 1, 2, 3, like it will go on as it loops. Okay, once it finishes setting image and id and the title to our control player, then outside the loop, which is end of the loop, we want to assign this id 0, which is the default value. Okay, we are outside the loop, so we wanted to set it to 0. We have set it. Let me make it more clear. So here I have written, you can see id equals to 0. Okay, the first id we have assigned to 0, and then we have 3 loops. Okay, uh, every time in the first loop we increment by 1, so id becomes 1, and then in the we increment once it finish setting, it increments again, and then it becomes 2 id, and then it becomes 3. So, and after 3 time loop it stops uh, it stops the loop, and then we set it to 0. This is what I wanted to do here or perform here. Okay, so this loop part is over. Now what we will do, we shall go and then okay, we shall drag a function, okay, from this what we exactly want to do from the player. That will be when items selected. Okay, here will have certain items. Okay, now what we are going to do, we'll drag and drop this if statement. There will be 3 of them because we have 3 IDs: previous, pause, and play. Okay, here what we will do, if ID, which is the first ID, in that case we will do one thing. We'll compare the ID. The ID is in numeric, so we have to compare it. Okay, we grabs this ID and drag and drop here. Sorry, here. If ID is equals to 1, okay, which means previous. The same thing we will duplicate and then paste it here, and then we'll duplicate this also and then set it here. Okay, So this will be 2 ID and this will be 3. 3 for next, 2 for pause or play. Okay. So now on this we will work. So okay, let's go back to our design and make this our control player. At the start of the page or when we open the app, it should be invisible. Okay. So now see, when the item list item, any list item is being selected, then we want to make it visible. What we did, we set the source, we start playing, and then here down we will change the um, what do you call, or we'll change this, we'll update the UI of the control. Okay, but before that we want to set it to visible. We want to set the this our player control to visible. So for that we go to visible and then we set it above and then we'll set the logic to true. Now it is visible. The same thing we will do when play all button is being clicked. We want this to be visible, so that is the reason why we are placing it here. You can see image play all, so we want it to be visible here as well when we click. Okay, now the update part of the UI. Okay, so it started playing, so when it plays we want to show the pause. Okay, we want to show the pause. So for that we go to player control and we'll grab this update item and place it below. Okay, so here what we want to update is the ID number 2. Okay, we can also do from the list or we can do manually direct from here. We'll set it to 2, it's okay. Okay, we'll set the ID and we'll set the title to, as we know, it should be pause. When it plays it should show us pause, and then image also it should show us, it should show play. Okay, sorry, it is playing, so when it's playing it is showing pause, so we want it pause underscore white and then png. Okay, so when it is playing it should show us the pause. We'll duplicate this as well and we'll do the same thing for this. See here, here in this case if it is playing also it is playing. Okay, with the next song with increment. If it is not playing also it is set to play, so we don't need to change here. We can just finish after if else condition. We can add this because in the both case it is playing, so we will add it below this like this and it works fine. Now when it completes, what we want to do, when it completes, okay, um, here it is playing the next song, so we want to update this again. Okay, we'll come back and then here uh, you can see it's playing here. Here the source is set and it starts playing, but here it doesn't play, so we have to use two different the IDs here. Since it is playing we are showing pause, but in this case it is no more playing. Okay, so we'll set it to ID will remain as it is play, and then we'll set this pause to play white png. Okay, so when it stops playing it will show this. Okay, now one more function, very important function here. Here also we should make an update, so whenever we press we will be continuously pressing. We may be playing or we may be pausing the music. So in that case we need this, duplicate it here, and then here. Okay, in number 2, let's take the, okay, let's go to our player control, and then here is playing. Okay, now you can condition here, we'll drag this, if it is playing. Okay, if it is playing, we want to show only the pause. If it is already playing, we are showing pause. Okay, pause as it is. Okay, fine. Now we will grab this, we'll duplicate it and set it down here. Let's drag if is pause. I think we should have here. Okay, we have. Okay, if it is pause, then we want to set this to play, and then we want to change the image also to play. Okay, now when we click the next button, it should increment, right? This is 3, which is 3 next button. So in that case, what we can do, increment, right? So we have the current current, where is it? We must be having here somewhere. Okay, uh, here we have this. We'll set this global current position. Okay, we will copy this, set it here for now. Okay, we will, sorry, so we want to set the global, we want to increment by 1, we increment, and then we also take this. So if the length of the list is smaller than the current position plus 1, then we set it to 0 value. I think that's it. I think, yeah. Let's take this above, and where is our next button? I mean our player control. We set it here. Okay, when we press, we set it to next, we increment, and then we play. We should take this as well. Not only that, we also need to uh, actually we need almost the whole thing. We need the UI update as well. Okay, and we need this previous also. Okay, let's go up. Okay, we set it here, right? So we play the next song. Okay, and we update the UI, current UI as well with equalizer. Okay, back, and we set the current, this one. Okay, but what about the previous update, previous UI? Okay, we have to update the previous UI as well. So in this case, we will set the previous UI here, and then change this to um, previous current position. Okay, now, and then we have previous index. Okay, I will rename this. Actually, I should have done in the last video tutorial. We'll name it to this, to uh, previous position. Okay, and then go back here. Where is it? Set it to this, to previous position. We'll set this also previous position, and then we'll change this to yeah, music rounded.png. Okay, and we also update the previous position. Okay, by current. Okay, now up to this it's okay. Now we'll do one more thing. Here we incremented. Okay, when we press the previous, previous button, when we want to go one position back, then in that case we have to minus it. Okay, for that what we will do, let's go to our um, what we can do. Okay, let's copy this. We'll make changes wherever required. Okay, and then set it here, and then we'll remove this. We don't need anymore. Throw it in the dustbin. We are done. Set it this, but it should be 1. Okay, so this will remain as it is previous, and then here, okay, here we will not increment. This time we are going to decrement. We'll take this, we'll keep it as it is. We'll throw this addition and grabs subtraction from math. We set here, okay, and then we set this current position and then subtract by 1. Okay, now when we subtract, we are going one step behind. Okay, say now our position is below 0. I mean, if, okay, here, this should not be here, this should not be here. Let's grab this figure, okay, and then set it to 0. Do like this. If it is smaller than, if our current position is smaller than 0, okay, then we want to go back. When we go, we come to this length of the let's delete this, length of the playlist item. Okay, -1 length of the, why? Because -1 in case of our global, I mean in case of our list view, the minimum is 0, okay, and the maximum is the length of the item minus 1. So that is the reason why we want here -1. Okay, so I will do one thing, take another subtraction, set it here, set this here, and then grabs 1 and set it to 1. Okay, after that we play the song, and then we again update here our current position. Okay, I think it's fine. Let's test and see if it is working. Let's go to project, save it, and run a test companion. Oh, think we have to reset this connection again. It's not showing up. Start again. Yeah, this time. Let's scan our QR code and wait for a minute or a second. Once again, if you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, please subscribe and share it. If you like, give a thumbs up, press on the thumbs up button, and then please recommend to your friends if you do like it. Our screen has started. Okay, I'll press play all and see. Yeah, you can see my player control being displayed and the song is being sung. When I press next, the next song should start as well. It has started. Let's press next again. Wait for some time. The song has started. Let's press next again. Okay, now let's press previous. Very fine. Previous song is being sung and the UI also is being, okay, the previous song is being sung. What about when I give pause? Okay, okay, pause is not working, so we have to work on this. Our connection. Okay, let's go back to our pause here. It's not here. Okay, see here, where is it? Okay, number 2. Okay, if id is when it is playing, if it is playing, okay, we will set it to pause. Where is our pause function? From here, just drag and drop our pause and set it here. If it is playing, we pause it, but if it is paused, we start playing it. So start, where is it? Start. I've set it here. Okay, now it should play well. There should not be any problem. Let's start our companion. Friends and my viewers, please recommend my video if you like it, and please subscribe and give a like button. And if you don't like, give unlike button, but please give a reason, a valid reason why you don't like it. Maybe it could help me in improving my video tutorial. Okay, let's scan this. We'll wait for some time. Okay, it's 43%. Okay, now I will not press on the play all button, but this time I'm going to press on a particular song. I press the song, middle song. Okay, now I'll press on my pause button, my player control, to see if it is pausing the music or not. Okay, it's not working, but the next is working. Okay, here what happened? Here, if it is playing, pause it. We are pausing it. Okay, so since we are pausing the music, right? We want to show here play. We want to show it play. Okay, here it should be play. Okay, and then when we press, if it is pause, we start playing, and we show here pause. That is also the reason. PAUSE pause, and then this one we will change it to PAUSE pause. Okay, right? So what we are doing when we press it, if it is pause, we start playing, and then when we play, we show pause. But if it is playing, we pause it, and then we show what you call, we start, we display play. Okay, this should be play. Sorry. Okay. And one more thing, we should update the UI. Here we should update the UI of the list, right? We didn't do that. Let's grab one of the UI. Okay, in both case we want to upgrade it. Okay, UI of the list playlist. Okay, this is different. Right now it's pause, so when it pause, it should show music. music rounded.png. Okay, and then v1 also here. When it starts playing, then we want to show um, equalizer, right? Equalizer black.gif. Okay, gift. And one more thing here we have not done, and that is updating the previous position. Now, do we need to update the previous position here? No, we don't need to update. Why? Because we are not incrementing or decrementing it. I think that should work fine. Okay. Here we can also make one slight change here. What we can do is okay okay, we'll do like this so that it works fine. If here, if it is, let's grab this. If it is not playing, okay, else, because this kind of condition works, I mean responds very well. And that is the reason why I want to use this. Okay, if else statements response very fast and accurately, and that is the reason why I'm using here. Okay, I'll throw this, I don't need it. I think this time it should work. If it is not playing, okay, we start playing and then we update the UI in both cases, playlist UI as well as the control UI. Okay, and then but if it is playing, then we pause it and then we update as well. Okay, the UI as it is. Okay, I think now it's okay. Let's go to design and start the connection again. This time how it works. Friends and viewers, if you have not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe it. And if you and please recommend to your friends and near ones if you do like it. Then let's test it. Song is being played. Let me see. Yeah, right now it is pause. If I press, again it starts. Pause, starts. I'm controlling it for my player control. You can see changes in my player control. Okay, let me press the other song. Let me press on the pause. It paused. When I play on the play button, it plays. Pause. Let me play on the next. It is not playing right now. Let me press on the previous button. It goes to previous and it starts playing. And when I press next, it updates the UI and the previous UI, and then it plays the next song. Now it is working fine. Thank you viewers for watching my video tutorial, and I will come more on this topic with new lessons. Till then, stay tuned, and if you have not subscribed, please subscribe and like and share.